Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well today. I know I am finally doing better again. A little explanation is in order. I was admitted to my local hospital on Friday, June 30th. Was it 30th? 30th. And I was just released yesterday from the hospital. What happened was I had gone to my hematologist because my blood hemoglobin was really low. It was at 7.9, and when I got my blood work back from the hospital, I just got this blood work yesterday after I got out, and it said it was down to 7.7 at one point. So what happened was the doctor had tested me for hemolytic anemia to see if that was the cause. I mean, I don't know what the treatment would have been, but it was not hemolytic anemia. So we went, and she said, going to be admitted, you're going to get 2 units of blood, and we're going to do a whole bunch of testing. So 2 of the tests that I did have at the hospital while I was admitted was an endoscopy and a colonoscopy to see if that was the source of where I could have possibly been bleeding. So when they did the endoscopy and the colonoscopy, what happened was it came back out that for some reason I had some veins that were like, I can't explain it. It was like a bunch. I think it's called AVN or AVM. I'm not sure the exact name or the terminology. I'm shaking the camera. But yeah, and then what they did was that they would bleed, stop, bleed, stop, bleed, stop. So the gastroenterologist that did the endoscopy cauterized those so that part will not bleed again. It could happen again in my stomach, and we just don't know what's going to happen. And then at the opposite end of the spectrum, what happened was they found that I had polyps, which at my age is common. It's not something that's uncommon. So they were snipped and clipped out and taken out and sealed off and sent off to the lab to see if they're cancerous. Probably not. But they also discovered that I have what is called duodenal erosion, which is a fancy word for peptic ulcer. It's at the duodenum is between the stomach and the middle of the small intestine. Very common, and one of the most common reasons is the H Pylori bacteria. Now, I've been tested. I don't know the results, but I was not told anything about being positive for H pylori, which is uncommon to be negative. The problem is that I've been on multiple stomach pill. I've been on Zantac, which was actually formulated to be an antihistamine, but instead it was prescribed in a way that it was used for the stomach and not for allergies. So I've been on that for allergies. I could be a false negative. I don't know, but they have that in my record. But I don't know. Don't know if the answers are there or not. But I'm being treated for that now. They did a whole bunch of testing. They did. They wanted to check and make sure that I didn't have clots anywhere as well. So I had an ultrasound on my legs. I was transfused, and it was just like a mess. I mean, I'm all marked up here. I don't know if you can see that. That was one of the, you probably can't see the vein line. It was there. I had one here. I had stuff here. I mean, this was the favorite spot right here, the inside of my left elbow to take blood, because that one, for some reason, they always get blood out of there, boom, quick. But it's also a bleeder. So, long story short, I got my transfusions. They keep testing. Of course, they put the blood in, they have to take it out to test it. So they take it out, test it, and each day so far, I have risen up to the points of 10.4 or 10.6 on my hemoglobin. My hematocrit was also low, but my platelets were sky high, but now they've seemed to have come back into normal range. My red blood cell sizes are still very large. So, I mean, that was a real adventure. And the thing is, in the hospital, I'm sorry to everybody that was here. I could not get onto YouTube. I got a flash moment that I was able to comment on a couple comments on my videos and other people's videos, and then it cut me off. And for some reason, in the area that I was in, I could not get a signal, even if when I switched over to my own data, I could not get a signal from where I was located. And the funny thing is, there's a college right next door to the hospital. It's not a small hospital, it's a really big hospital now. I mean, they have a big cancer center across the street. There's a college, as I was saying. But yeah, and I apologize for being gone. And it's just so hard to get on, and my husband's not going to come on. He said, I'm not going to go on YouTube. He's so busy working. He's just, that's the way he is. But, one thing that I really learned, this is the 6th unit of blood I've gotten in 6.5 years. So I have to say, if you are able to donate blood, it really is important that you do. It does say, honestly, blood saves lives. I'm living proof that blood saves lives. You cannot, it's hard to get by. And, we explained a lot of the reasons why I was tired all the time, couldn't do anything, couldn't go going out anywhere. It was just walking to the end from my door to the end of my driveway and back was just, it was very tedious and very, very frustrating to have to do. So I didn't realize how much your blood count really accounts for shortness of breath, palpitations, because your body is fighting, your lungs and your heart and all your major organs are fighting for that oxygen, that little bit. So your extremities get cold. I was freezing even all the time. Last week when I went to the cancer center to see the hematologist, it was like almost 90 degrees out. I was wearing pants and I was freezing. So that was, that's pretty good explanation of what kind of shape I was in. There's other things that are wrong with it. I have more blood work to be done. If I do have this and it's just iron deficiency anemia, which my iron is really, really low, I won't be able to take like iron supplements orally. I'm going to have to be infused so that way they don't affect my ulcer or duodenal erosion. Ooh, fancy word, but I'm just being a little sarcastic. I don't like hospitals. I don't like being in the hospital. I'd rather be at home. If they could have done this in my house, I would have been so thrilled about it. But, I just, I don't know. But yes, as I was saying, donating blood. If I could donate blood now, I would do it. But obviously, I may never be allowed to donate blood in the future, given the fact that I've had 6 transfusions, because each unit is considered a transfusion. I had 2 in January of 2011, 2 in February of 2011, and then 2 just on Friday. So, and it was a really long process. Giving blood is easy. Being transfused is painstakingly long. They have to start slow because you can react, because you never know, like different enzymes, different people may react to it. Some do, some don't. But they started me off slow. It's essentially 1 unit is about a cup of blood. So they started off at about a 1/4 cup per hour. So that's how slow it goes. And then they speed it up a little bit to make it about a 1/3 cup per hour, as long as, you're doing well. And that process, the first unit took about 3 hours. Really good, really great. And then they have to go back to the blood bank. They have the units ready. They get them from the blood bank. They're brought into the hospital. And then you have to go through the process again. And my process started at about 9 p.m. and didn't end until somewhere around, I want to say 4 or 5 a.m. It was a long, long night. It really was long. It was because of so many different things that were going on in the hospital. Plus, at the same time, I was also doing the bowel prep. So I was doing the go lightly, being transfused, sitting in a hospital with a commode next to me. Thankfully, the commode was there because I had a neighbor who kept crashing out because I was in the progressive care unit, which is 1 step down from ICU. So she kept crashing out, and she was in a very mild car accident. Nothing happened. Her airbag deployed and hit her, and it caused her all kinds of health issues. She had to be transferred upstairs to ICU, and it was, touch and go with her. I don't know what happened with her, so I have no idea. But, and I was the window, so I had no access to the bathroom. So the commode was there, but the curtain was completely shut. But I mean, to me, I was embarrassed, but I really shouldn't have been. But oh my gosh, when that stuff starts kicking in, it is really, really terrible. I don't know. It's the first time I've ever had a colonoscopy. Yes, I know I should have had one a couple of years ago when I turned 50, but I was a chicken. Now, I would probably not really want to do that. I mean, I even told the nurse that, hey, just give me a few of cough drops that are sugar-free. They would do the trick the same way, but that Go Lightly is just so yucky. But so that's the story of where I've been. I'm sorry, guys. I just did not think to try and get a message out to everybody somehow. But yeah, so I have a couple of phone numbers of you. A couple of you sent me your phone number so I can get in touch with you in case anything happens. I'm on my phone, so no problem. Okay, guys, so remember what I said. If you can give blood, especially if you are type O negative, definitely please donate, because that is the most important thing. I have to thank the 6 donors who saved my life. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Okay, guys, so I will see you all. I'm going to try and start uploading some more videos. I had videos that were scheduled. I don't know what happened to them. There were 2 that were scheduled. 2 did upload. 2 did publish, but the other 2 did not publish, and I don't know what happened to them. But yeah, I'm back. So, and you can see I also have a lot better color in my face. I'm a little tired from being in a hospital. Nobody likes to be there. Okay, guys, so I'll see you all in the next video. So take care. Bye.